Hey guys, this is Charlie with Anything for Adventures, and I'm here today to cover my 10Cs. So let's get started. All right. First off, cutting tools. That could be a knife, axe, hatchet. You can use it to make tools, start fires. You can even use flint and steel on the back of your blade if you have a high carbon blade like 1095. You can use it to baton wood with, make bow drill kits, use it to make fuzz sticks, and to process food. Your knife, in my opinion, is the #1 tool on your list of priorities. As you can see here, I am bushcraft poor. I don't have enough knives. I have an SE5, an SE4, a JG5, a PR4. This is the Pathfinder Knife Blank 13. This is also a 13. This is the PKS Buffalo Skinner. I don't remember which blank this is by PKS. This is the Scorpion. I have an LT Wright Genesis. And these are some knives that I've made. I don't really have names for them, but if you can't tell, I like the Skinner design. More knife. You don't need to spend a lot of money on knives. More knife, $18, $20 off eBay. Good, cheap knife, razor sharp. I think somebody in the bushcraft forum said that you can get about 20 good hours of use out of a Moore knife before you really have to sharpen it. Also for cutting tools, you can use a saw. This is a Silky Boy Pocket. I really like it. It's really sharp. Cuts through just about anything. Real easy. One thing I don't like about it is I was sawing something and it got pinched and it broke the end off of my blade. So I don't really know how sturdy it is, but it works like a champ when it comes to cutting. You can also use it with your ferro rod. There's also a Baco, I don't know how to pronounce it. I've had one of those for 3 or 4 years, never had any issues out of it. I love that knife, that saw, excuse me. All right, cutting tools. This is HEB Forge. I don't remember what model it is. It's real good hand forged tomahawk hatchet. And then here is the James Gibson carving axe. This thing right here will make short work of spoons. You can even use it for fuzz sticks. I've used it for maybe 4 hours now, and I can still take it and make fuzz sticks with it. I love this thing too. I also have a neck knife. It's hard for me to get used to wearing a neck knife, but once I wear it for a couple of days, then I feel naked without it. So, all right, the next thing we're going on to is cover. What can you do with cover? You can make shelter, make water containers to hold water, transport water. You can use it as a sleeping bag by filling it up with leaves, wrapping it around you. You can drag your gear in it, make a poncho float if your tarp's big enough. Wrap it around your gear, tie it off, put it in the water, and it should float if you're going across a water obstacle. And you can make a litter to carry the wounded. Now, what can you use for your cover? Tarps, wool blankets, 55-gallon trash can, bag liners. What I've done is I purchased several yards of the multi-cam pattern poncho material, and I sewed together and made about a 10 by 15 or 12 by 15 tarp, put grommets in it. This works really good. It's really lightweight too. It's probably as lightweight as one of those blue tarps. I also have a camouflage tarp. This is canvas. It's more heavy duty. I would carry this probably in the winter time because this really holds in the heat. I've gone hammock camping, put it up, put this over my hammock, and I'll burn up in it in, 50, 60 degrees weather. So you don't have to spend a lot of money for a cover. Go to Walmart. Less than $10, you can get you a tarp, treat it with something, and you can use it for a long time. All right, for combustion, I've got different combustion tools. This is a blast match. You can use this one-handed. This is a magnesium bar, and it's got a ferro rod on this side and a little piece of a saw. You scrape off your ferro rod, then you hit it with the ferro rod, and it'll help ignite whatever you're trying to ignite. Here's some 1/2 inch diameter by 6 inch ferro rods. I just put some handles on them. What can you do with your combustion tools? You can use it to make a fire, to cook over, signal, fire, staying warm, and as a light source. There's also flint and steel. This is the Hudson Bay Tinderbox. It has char cloth in it. It has flint and steel, and you can take the lid off, and it has a magnifying glass on top, and it works real well to ignite your tinder with the sun. There's also Pink Lady matches or lifeboat matches. These are the cheap ones. If you're going to get some, invest and get some real good lifeboat matches. These work, but you got to strike them several times. And then there's flint and steel. I don't know if you guys can see this. Got your char cloth. This will get an ember going with char cloth. Here is Swedish Light My Fire flint and steel. This little piece is a whistle. Well, I can't get it to work because I'm sweaty, but it works as a whistle. Patrick from Essie Knives put me onto these, and I bought several to keep on my knife sheath. Work great. Here is a bunch of magnesium shavings. It's good to have. You put them in a little pile, get an ignition source. They burn really hot, really fast, so you got to have all your material on hand. Okay, container. I like stainless steel. I don't like aluminum. I've used aluminum, but I like stainless steel. Aluminum, if the fire's too hot, melt right through it. But you get what you can afford or what's handy. You can use a container to purify water, make char cloth, carry edibles. It's like a knife. There's endless uses for containers. Now, this is aluminum, but it was given to me. And I thought that it would be good to put a fire kit in. I can make char cloth in this, or in a pinch, use it as a mess kit. More containers. Like I said, I like stainless steel. This is a large mouth container. This is almost like the GI World War II canteens, except this large mouth. It'll hold about 40 ounces of water, I believe. It comes with a canteen cup stand, so you can make your fire in it with little small twigs and boil your water. Then there's the round 32 ounce with canteen cup. This holds 25 ounces of water. This is the Pathfinder 64 ounce water bottle with a 48 ounce cup. I've cooked over this several times. This works great. I love this thing. You don't have to spend a lot of money. I think these were about $10. Stainless steel. They're a lot like the clean canteens, just a little smaller. This one, $5, Walmart, stainless steel. This one was given to me. Has a small mouth lid, but it works. This one come off eBay. I don't know how many ounces it is. About a half a quart or half a pint, I don't know. It's like $4 off eBay. You can't go wrong with this. USGI Canteen with Canteen Cup. Cook many meals in this, or one like it. Here's another favorite of mine. It's the British Crusader Cup and Canteen. Here's a USGI World War II stainless steel canteen. What I like about the stainless steel when I first started buying them was you could put them near a fire if they freeze. But now while I'm doing bushcrafting, if I want to boil my water to purify it, that's the best thing that I can purify it in, is a stainless steel. You do that in a plastic one, you're not gonna have a canteen. This is the Stanley cup. Inside is a couple of plastic coffee mugs, but you take that out, you can cook in that over the fire. It was $15, $20. Little cup, put over the fire, make your coffee in. It's like $5, so between $20, $25 you have a cook set. The only drawback to this is you can't really carry water in it. If you do, you'll have to be careful to keep it from spilling over. It's not a canteen. All right, next is the compasses. I use the Military Lensetic compass. This one is a cheap $20 knockoff. It's crap. The best way for you to tell if it's a cheap knockoff, take it where it's dark, and if it's not glowing, it's a fake. I bought this one on post. It's about $70. The only drawback to this, the older you get, the closer or the further away you got to get, and the numbers start to run together. So if you got bad vision and don't have your glasses, you're not going to be able to see the numbers. This is a Brunton True Arc 3. This is part of a land navigation kit. It works pretty well. And this is, oh, I don't even know what off brand it is. Get them at Walmart, $5 or $6. They're crap. Not saying that they won't work, but when I need it, Murphy's Law, it's not going to work. And here is a button compass. Emergencies only. It'll give you direction. It won't really give you degrees of an azimuth. Candle light, headlamps. Use it for light, signaling device, start a fire. Dave Canterbury, he takes two AA batteries together, and he takes stainless steel wool and he braids it, and he puts one end on the negative end and one end on the positive end, and it causes it to have an ember. And then what you do is you take and you put it into a steel wool tinder bundle, put that into a bird's nest, and you blow it into a flame. So even though it is a candlelight, you can also use it as a fire starter. It has different settings. That's the brightest setting, that's the dim setting, and that's techno setting. Whoop, whoop. They don't take regular batteries, they take a 18260 or something that comes from China. They're larger batteries, between a AA and a C size battery. It takes two. It takes a long time to charge them, and when you first get them, they work great for long periods of time, but over time they start losing their charge. You can get extra batteries, rechargeable batteries, for next to nothing. This one works on the same batteries, but it's got 5 settings. That's 1, 2, 3, 2, 5, and techno. This is for your signaling device. Also for signaling, you have your whistle. If I could get that to work, that's your whistle too. Got to work on that. Cordage. A lot of people like 550 cords. I love 550 cord. Take the guts out of it. You can use it for fishing wire, sewing wire, use it to stitch yourself up, use it for snares, just about anything. You can get it in different colors. I would suggest getting it in a really bright color so you can be found if you get lost in the woods. If you're into all tactical, of course, you can get it in any color of 550 cord. I like this little kit. It wraps around. If you burn making paracord bracelets, you stick it in a certain size hole, you burn it on this side, and when it starts melting, you pull it through, it puts the flame out, and it tapers off the end of the 550 cord. And it's even got a place for a thumb drill. Bank line. If you get the correct bank line, you can use this for a trout line. It's got some rock resistant material on it, and you will have it for years if you're frugal with it. Also with the cordage, knots, putting up shelters, fishing line, sewing line, cotton bandanas, the shemagh. Don't skimp on the shemagh. Spend the $12, $15, get a good cotton shemagh. This was $2. It's crap. You can't make any kind of char cloth out of that. This is a 3x3 piece. You can use it for, if it's bright colors, you can use it for signaling. You can use it to carry edibles, filter large sediment out of water, make char cloth. You can use it for a bandage. You can use it for a belt. Use it to strap on sticks if you break your bones, you know, to splint it up. There's a bunch of uses for the shemagh or the cotton bandana. Cargo tape. Dave Canterbury, he recommends Gorilla Tape. So I went out and I bought a large roll of Gorilla Tape. It's kind of pricey, about $15 for this roll. It's worth every penny. Use it for first aid on bandages. I cut myself this weekend camping. The band-aid keeps wanting to come off. I could put that on there, keep it in place. Use it as moleskin. I did that in the military a lot of times. It works great. Now, if you don't cut it out, cut the hole out for the blister, it's a lot of painful trouble to get it off of the blister. Repair gear, tape together shelters, make cordage. Use it as a fire starter. Let's see. Now, you're not going to be able to use a ferro rod to get this started, so you're going to need the thumb drill. Canvas needle is the last thing on my list. I bought a number 14 sail needle. You can use it to sew together clothing and gear. Use it to put in stitches. You can make a compass out of this. What I've researched is you can take your wool blanket and you rub it back and forth about 100 times. And you get you a little container full of water, as long as it's not a metal container. Put a leaf on top of it, and as long as this is magnetized, you lay it on the leaf, and this will turn, and it will point and give you a north and south line. It's not going to give you an azimuth, but you will at least know in one direction or the other, north and south, if you can't get it from the sun or the moon. Now, I know it's just supposed to be one item, and I put it in this little multi-cam pouch. It's a sewing kit. It's got all kind of sewing stuff in there, pins, needles, and I just put it in the elastic, and it doesn't take up very much room. I hope this is helpful to somebody out there. I'm doing the Southeast Bushcraft Base Camp Challenge. This is just my idea. You don't have to be elaborate. You don't have to spend $100. You don't have to spend $50. You can go to Goodwill, to a thrift store. You can buy stuff that is cheap and not going to be a big burden on your budget, and you can get out there and make your 10Cs for next to nothing. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Charlie with Anything for Adventures. See you guys on the trail.